Hi, I'm Kimble. This is my first recap video ever. So if I mess up, I'm sorry. Y'all stick with me. I'm going to recap the show Smilf, Season 1, Episode 1. What's the name of it? A box of Dunkies and 2 squirts of maple syrup. Let's see. When it first starts off, it starts off showing her playing basketball with some of the guys and look like they're having a good time or whatever. And as she's getting a drink of water, the guy just kind of start flirting with her. Then all of a sudden, a baby in the background starts crying, and he was like, "That baby's been crying the whole time. Who baby is that?" And she was like, "Oh, wait a minute, I'll be back." So, so she go over there and check on the baby and grab him or whatever. And she was like, "Oh, hey, this is my child. This is my son, Larry." And he was like, "Oh, okay, cute kid." He takes off. And she was like, from what you can see, he's not interested at all. So it moves on to the next scene, it's bedtime scene. And now Bridget and Larry, which is her son, is taking a bath or whatever. And this is where you see the father, Larry's father. He comes around at night to tuck the son in or whatever, and I guess he leaves. So they joke around a little bit, and as you see, she's probably, I couldn't tell if she's into him or trying to get back at him, or if she's just lonely and just want the company of anybody. I'm not sure, because she asked him, "Hey, won't you stick around so we could, watch a little bit of TV or whatever?" And he was like, "No, I have something to do." And she was like, "Okay." So they joke around, and she said, "Have fun," basically screwing somebody. And he said, "Well, have fun screwing yourself." So as he leaves, she's sitting around doing nothing. So I guess she just sad. So she ended up getting her toy, her vibrator or whatever. And as she's laying there, she's just reminiscing and thinking about the basketball court and all the guys that was at the basketball court. So now it goes to a scene where, now the guy that was just flirting with her at the basketball court, he's the one that's basically letting her have it, banging her out or whatever. And as he's pumping or whatever, and I guess he puts a weird look on his face, and she was like, "Wait a minute, what's that look? What's that look?" And he was like, "Am I in?" And she was like, "Yeah, you're definitely in." So after that, she just kind of opened her eyes and bummer, she can't get off. So funny. So now I guess she just simply said forget it, went to sleep, whatever. Now it moves on to the next scene of her going to her mother's house. Going to her mother's house because now she have to go to work, and I guess her mother Tutu is the one who watches Larry, her son. Her mother basically convinces her to go in and eat some donuts or some lunch or whatever, some Dunkies. So they go in and they talk small talk and all that stuff. And as she was getting ready to leave so she could go off to work, she was like, "Hey, you bought this. You thinking about going into the Italian pasta place or something?" She said, and I guess Tutu got mad and was like, "What you counting my money? This is my money. You're the last person that should be talking about money." So she was like, "No," and she kind of said kind of low, "Don't go crazy on Larry." And she was like, "Are you calling me crazy?" And she was like, "No, no, no." So I don't know, maybe the mother has some kind of something going on. I don't know, or I don't know. I didn't get that part. Why did she flip out like that? I don't know. Now Bridget is at the doctor's office. So I'm assuming it's like at a free clinic. I don't know. So now she's at the doctor's. Look like she's finna get a pep smear. That is just where you go and you get your vagina examined. So now is she laying there, she's talking to the doctor and like, do everything seem right? And the doctor like, yeah, everything looked pretty good. And she was like, well, are you sure? And she was like, yeah. And she was like, well, I have a question. I haven't had sex since I had Larry, and I just want to know if everything is, you know, the size that it's supposed to be. So the doctor was like, well, yeah, everything looks pretty good. And she was like, well, I just want to make sure that I'm not blown out. And the doctor was like, well, it goes back into the shape. And she was like, well, okay, I just want to make sure everything is normal. So as she was getting up, and the doctor was like, just go out and have fun, have sex, just have fun. And she was like, well, who? And she was like, I don't know, but just make sure you practicing safe sex or whatever, and do your Kegels. And she was like, what? Why? Did you see something? She still got the hospital or the clinic little drape thing on, and she was like, why? Did you see something? And as she's out in the hallway with this on, ass out, running, trying to talk to the doctor. I was wondering, do people actually feel that way after they have kids? Do you feel like that your vagina is blown out? I don't think I felt that way, but I don't know. Leave comments in the bottom. Let me know for the women, and the men could comment too if you don't mind, and just simply say that you think that your wife or girlfriend or whoever vagina was blown out. I don't know. So now Bridget is at work, and now I guess she's a tutor or something. I don't know what kind of work she did. At first I thought she was like home health care or something, but it kind of looked like she was a tutor because she was helping a girl with history. They were looking at some art book, and they come across a naked woman, and here she go again talking about the blown out vagina. And so the mother starts saying, oh, well, yeah, I look just like that because Bridget has said, oh, look at the picture, look at the lady, you see how small her vagina is? And the mother goes and say, well, yeah, my vagina looked just like that, before I had whatever her daughter name is, before I had her, and now my stuff is just all blown out. So now they're just talking about it, and the girl like, well, is this something I have to worry about when I get older? And and the mother was like, no, you don't have to worry about that yet. And Bridget is like, yeah, you have to worry about that. So now her son comes in. His name is Rivers. He comes in with the phone and show her, well, hey, isn't this your baby daddy? Your boyfriend? He's dating Hard Nipple Nelson. Yeah, she was saying, no, it's nothing. It's nothing serious, it's nothing serious, nothing I have to be worried about. I haven't met her. So, now she's off work and headed home, walking back to Tutu house, and as she's walking, she noticed that Larry is sitting on the bench by himself. And she runs up to him and looking around like, what the hell, And so now she sees Tutu across the street talking to the fireman. And so now she's like, Tutu, what's the deal? So now Tutu was like, I can see him from here. And as she walked over, now remember, when the episode first came on, Bridget did the same thing. She left Larry while she was playing basketball. So I don't know. So now they back at home and it's bedtime again. The Ralphie, which is Larry's father, he didn't show up tonight. So now Bridget is having a hard time calming Larry down. She's trying everything, and Larry is just crying, crying, crying. So she texts Ralph, Larry, 911. So a little bit later, here he comes running in the door, kind of mad, like, what's going on? And she like, nothing, it's okay now. And he was like, you can't text me Larry 911 if it's not a Larry 911, and I was finna go in on you because of the window, and I kept telling you to get the window fixed. And she was like, I know, I'm sorry or whatever. So now she's like, once again, would you want to stay, and we could look at movie. I stole my neighbor's Wi-Fi. And he was like, no, I got somebody in the car waiting. And she goes, well, is it hard nipple Nelson? Bring her in. And, I need to meet her. I should meet her. If this is your girlfriend, it's kind of weird that she's sitting in the car. So now he was like, okay, it's kind of weird, but okay. So they goes down and they meet, and she hug her, and of course she come out nipples like this. So now they all talking and just joking about Ralph and things like that. Next thing you know, the baby comes down to the door, and now the Nelson chick, she runs to him and say, oh, Larry, are you feeling better? And Bridget is like, kind of looking like, what? You met him before? And she was like, oh yeah, he's such a sweet kid, or something like that. And now she's looking at Ralph like, kind of pissed, because it's like, how did you bring my kid around some stranger that you haven't even introduced me to? So now they goes back upstairs, and now Bridget wants to do a little research and see who is Hard Nipple Nelson. So now she gets on Facebook and she's reading different things and see her pictures and all that stuff. So I guess Bridget decides, well, hey, I guess she got a little turned on by the picture. So now she goes in the drawer and pulls out the vibrator again. Start going at it and looking at her pictures and all that stuff. So now after she actually finished that, now she's hungry, and she go and try to find something to eat, and she grabbed the maple syrup and 2 squirts in the mouth. And I guess that wasn't satisfying enough for her. So now she's thinking about going down to the grocery store or to the little corner store to grab some little snacks or whatever. But she's thinking about it because of, Larry is in the bed asleep, and she really don't want to leave him alone. So she put all her stuff on thinking, well, it's going to be really quick, So then she kind of changed her mind, and then, of course, she go ahead and do it. She get her stuff on, run down to the store, grab everything that she need, get to the counter. Of course, it's always somebody down at, always. Anytime you're in a hurry, it's always somebody at the register taking forever. Every time. So now she's waiting on the guy to finish. He's counting all his coins and all that old stuff. And she run into an old classmate. And, he was like, oh, yeah, I forgot you're somebody's mother. And they go on about that. And now, it's time for her to pay for her stuff. She grabbed her card, and the card was declined. So she was like, oh, I forgot. I grabbed the wrong card. So the guy was like, no, I'll pay for it. You're a single mom. I'll take care of it. So he pays for her purchases, and she leave. Next, she ended up texting him and was like, hey, thanks. And he was like, anything for you. You're a single mother, this, and that. And so next thing you know, she texts him and say, hey, can you do me a favor? And he was like, yeah, sure, anything. Well, she was like, well, can you come and have sex with me? And he texts back, address. And so she put the address, and remember, she done ate all this food and stuff, and now she's trying to throw it up. I didn't understand that part. Why throw the food up? I don't get that. But anyway, she throws the food up, and next thing you know, she get herself ready to push the toys. Now she's trying to hide Larry, so when he come over, he can't see Larry. So now she pulls her underwear off and everything so she could be ready when now he comes, and as soon as he come in, she like, take your clothes off. And she want to get down to business. She ain't got time for no talking and none of that, no old school reminiscing and none of that. She just ready to get the business going. So now she joking around and talking about, you know, you gonna do this and do that to me. And of course he's like, no, I'm not into that type of play. So now, because she actually told him, you know, I want to see if I'm blown out or anything, if everything is still the same. And he was confused by that. Like, what do you mean still the same? So they're finna go at it. And he noticed a foot in the bed. So he literally jumps up, scared. And she would start laughing. Oh, I tried to hide him, you know, and he's kind of messed up behind it. Like, no, I can't do this. You know, I got to get out of here. And he asked her, are you all right? And she was like, yeah. You know, he was like, well, maybe we could do this some other time when Larry isn't here, or when your son isn't here. And she was like, well, you know, he's always here. And he's like, well, okay, you know, just call me sometime, you know, and by the way, you feel great down there. Because the next day she had an audition. She decided not to take Larry to Tutu's house because I'm assuming she's just pissed that she left him alone. So now she's at the audition trying out for a role, and she did pretty good on the role, started crying and everything, and they asked her, you know, how did you do that? And she was like, well, I was sexually abused by you know, when I was young. You know, and then the other guy, I don't know why he just out the blue said that. Well, yeah, my sister was raped when she was in college. I don't know. But that's how that episode ends. This is a pretty good episode. Leave your comments. Don't forget to subscribe. Thumbs up the video. Tell me what you think. Like I said, this is my very first one, actually. So don't forget, subscribe. Thumbs up. Leave a comment, and I see y'all in a week for the next episode. Peace.